Good morning, everyone, all you channel mammals. Guess what? Today we're going to summarize the winter conditions of the hen quarters. So it really just means opening up that tarp that keeps them cozy in the winter, keeps the wind out, and keeps the snow out. And but first, I thought you should meet the dames that live there. This is Buttercup. Buttercup, say good morning. Isn't she lovely? Buttercup is a Brahmin. She's from India, and she lays eggs all year round. This is Spot. Now don't everybody get excited at once. This is Spot, because she has spots. Isn't she sweet? And now, this little girl here, she's facing the wrong way. Come on, sweetie. Her name is Toupee. But you see, if you notice about Toupee, she used to have a toupee on her top of her head here. But these other girls have been picking it off because, well, we don't really know why, but they just bite her feathers off. They don't hurt her, but they just take her feathers off of her toupee. She's a leghorn. Isn't she sweet? Yes, good girl. But she's a little shyer than the others. I think that's why. There. So there they are. I hope you enjoyed meeting them. And now we'll be working for them for the rest of the day. Getting everything ready for summer. Okay. Come on, girls. Let's go back into your cabin. It's difficult. Boop, boop, and boop. Boop. Oh, yeah. You go up here too. Boop. Oh, yes. And Toupee is long gone. Off they go. Off the back. Bye-bye. I'll meet you out on the outside. The hen quarters today so they can get some summer light, but I don't open it all the way because I want to protect them from the sun and from the rain. So we just opened the canvas about a third, so they still have 2/3 where they can go tuck away depending on which direction the storms are coming from. So right now I'm trying to get this undone here. So we've disconnected the tarp on the outside. We're only going to open this section between this beam, this steel beam here, and the central steel beam. This side we're going to tighten up to the beam again and rewrap it. So that side will stay covered and they'll have this much of a window onto the world. This way there's a protection from storms. That's the thing. We still have to keep it covered enough that they can retreat into a dry part of the quarters here. And right now what we're going to do is, the big problem here is the wind. And so we need to make sure that this tarp that is loosened here is not going to be able to flop and flap in the wind. So I'm going to tie it back with this cable. Well, we're just about ready to pull the tarp back like a curtain, and normally it really wouldn't matter, but the winds are quite a concern here on Yankee. So, I mean, that's why they have sails on ships, I guess. But I have to be sure that it's battened down really securely. By the way, I'm just winding up this line because I don't need this piece for tightening it back. And I thought this is a perfect opportunity to show you in case you don't know how to stow your ropes away. I actually learned this when I was a cowgirl years ago. Okay, here we go. And then you just want to leave enough that you can do a nice wrap at the end. Then you take it off your arm and then go like this. And keep all those loops in line. And then on the end where the rope is, where the end rope is where you start your wrapping. And just wrap it side by side, all the way down, to keep the shaft nice and tight of the line. Then, when you get towards the end here, you put it through, make sure these are all lined up properly, like that. And this is kind of an unwieldy piece of rope, so it does what it wants. But you stick it through like this. So you stick it through the hole and make sure that it doesn't go all the way through. Here's the end. And just bend it over the top of all the little loops here. And then squish it down here and pull this end that never went through. This is very unclear. I'm doing it against a bale of hay. This is the same color as the rope. But that's how, then you have a nice tight piece of rope. Last of this project. It's very exciting. When we do a YouTube video, everything's so much more fun. Because you're here to learn and to observe. It's fun. You know what I love about this hen quarters? It was very different before. It was, maybe I can show you a photo of what it was like. It was all separate panels, rigid panels that we had storm windows to go over for the winter. And it was so much work taking these storm windows. And always, of course, we waited till there was a storm before we put the storm windows. So we're out here blowing in the wind, barely holding on to these big windows, glass windows that were just, oh, so dangerous. And I just got this idea last year to make the hen quarters out of fishing net, which we had tons of, because always wherever there are tugboats or fishing boats, there are tons of piles of fish net. And so I just used the fish net, and it was so much fun because it was like the hens were outdoors. When this is completely undone, the hens think that they're in the great wilds because this is not very noticeable. And oh, it's just so great. Now we're keeping it, we found that we can't kind of really keep it completely open in the summertime because of the storms and the winds and the rains. But still, most of the time, it's really sunny and beautiful in here. And in the winter, actually, it's sunny and beautiful because this golden colored tarp, when the sun shines through it, it looks like the most beautiful glowing day. Even if it's a gray day, it looks really pretty. So I'm glad we used the golden tarp, but it does show the dirt more. But I don't know, there's nothing you can do about that, I guess. And then see these swings? I tell people that they're made out of the coral reef of giant coral just off the edge of the Kilvan Cove Sound. And people believe me, it's so funny. So now the cat's out of the bag because I just told you. And then this is their mirror. They come along here and they look at themselves in the mirror, they turn around, they look back over their shoulders. It's so cute because they are girls after all. And they like to make sure they look nice for the day. So it's really funny. So, okay, so these are chicken swings. You see there's one there and one here, the mirror, and they can climb this tree. We usually hang, in the winter, we hang treats on here because they jump up and down to get corn and other things that they like to nibble on for exercise. And see all these with the little screw eye hanging off? They're all around, here and there and everywhere. And I hang different vegetables off of them, which gives them exercise and a fun way to have a snack in between meals. Okay, I'll get the net. Net on this end of the ship. Oh shucks, is there anymore? Bobby. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Got a hold of it? Don't drop it. Oh, it's down there. Okay, I can still get it. Can't get away that easily, you little zip tie. Now we've got to hold on to this like gold now. We just saved a wayward zip tie. We're not allowing that in this organization. So we got it. It was trying to jump ship. It was trying to perform mutiny. But we got it.